Welcome to the Chambers of Xeric, Old School RuneScape's first raid. Hello everyone, this is Gyro, sporting the finest fashionscape from 2006. So I've decided that I want to start making videos to document my Ironman progress. This is mostly just for my sake, to remember all the fun times I've had playing the game. But I also know lots of people out there like to watch these sort of progress videos as well. I follow a lot of different series and they're fun to watch. So I'll start this one off by going over the loot from 500 Chambers of Xeric. This was over the course of the past year. My original goal was just to learn how to do solos and to get the prayer scrolls, but I stayed because it started to become my favorite content in the game. And I think to this day, it still is my favorite content in the game. So I'm going to have to use a lot of screenshots at the beginning kills because initially I wasn't planning on making any videos, so the clips will be a little bit later. So each raid, you can look in the top corner and see the points that I'm getting each raid, as well as how long each takes. So this raid, I got 20,000 points roughly. So if you take that and divide it by 867,000 points, which is the drop rate, that's how you get the chance that you'll get a unique item. So I'm at 43 raids, doing it with various people, and at only 20,000 points, I'm only getting roughly a 2.3% chance. So I wanted to start learning solos, and that'll get me around 30,000 points, which is more like 3.5%. So this was my first solo kill. You can see it took me over an hour. This was kill count number 51. So I somehow did this without dying. I know I just got very lucky because I died so many times when I was first learning. I just want to add here that I used to be very bad at this game. I literally quit the game for 1 or 2 years when the BOFA came out because I was just so bad. I couldn't figure out how to do CG. And so I just thought, all right, Ironman's not for me. This game's not for me. I'm just reached a point where I'm not good enough at the game to continue my progress. Eventually I came back to the game, and learning CG gave me the confidence to start doing all the other content in the game. And if you can do CG, you can definitely do solo chambers. Really, if you want to just learn it, just jump in and start trying. And then you'll have like a frame of reference for what exactly you have questions about. So then when you go and consult a guide, you'll know exactly what things you want to get out of it. I didn't really start feeling comfortable with it until well over 100 kills. And every single kill, I was learning something new. So let's just talk about the drop table for a bit. The most common items by far are the 2 prayer scrolls, 1 and 3.5 for each of them. And just to illustrate how crazy the prayer scroll rate is, I made a little pie chart to display it. So you'll see a whopping 58% chance to get a prayer scroll. And then the other items are split between the other 40%, with the Megarares, including the Twisted Bow, are each below 3%. So getting back to the drops, you haven't missed anything while these have been playing in the background. I'm approaching 90 kills without a drop. And then on kill count 93, I got an Onyx off Tecton. It's pretty useless to me, but it's very rare. It's 1 out of 450 on a solo. So I got extremely lucky on this because I rarely ever even did Tecton. I did not have a Dragon Warhammer at the time, so I tried to avoid it as I was scouting for raids, and I would just do him when I got tired of scouting. The one good thing about this drop is that it does appear on the collection log, and I can tell you after the 500 raids, now that I'm done, I still have not seen another Onyx, so in hindsight, I actually am glad that I did get to see this at the time. So getting back into the kills here, you can see my points are around 30,000, so I'm no longer dying. And I just passed the dreaded 100 dry. So over 3 times the drop rate without a drop. Coming up on 119, and finally on kill 120, I got my first purple, the Ancestral Legs. I remember being so happy to finally just see any item at all, but the Ancestral Legs are very rare and an amazing upgrade to have. You can see here in my inventory, I have Mystic Bottoms still. I don't even have the Aram's Bottoms. It's the last item I have remaining from Barrows, actually. Even to this day, I still don't have them. So this was an amazing first item to get. And don't blink because 4 kills later, I got a Twisted Buckler and the Olmlet. So my second purple, and I got the Olmlet. I really wish I was recording these early kills because I remember I was going crazy with just how lucky this was to see. So whenever you get a purple, you have a 1 out of 53 additional roll at getting the Olmlet. And here it says if you have 26,000 points per raid, the Olmlet rate is 1 out of 1,765. And I've got it on kill count 124 out of that. If you go to the temple.osrs, it has a lot of pet information, and it lists the Omelette by far as the longest grind for any pet. This is efficient hours played at 525, and that's assuming you're doing 3.5 raids per hour. So it's probably even a lot higher than that for your average raider, especially me. I take a very long time to do each raid, maybe 35 minutes. So that would be almost double the chance at around the Penance Queen and the Bloodhound, which are notoriously long grinds to get. So pretty sweet to have that pet out of the way. Based on the 19,000 points, it looks like I also died in this raid. So I guess this is a scuffed equals stuff situation. I didn't really even talk about the Twisted Buckler. It was kind of nice, but it really isn't that useful unless I start using crossbows, which really don't become useful until probably the Zerite crossbow. So I'd still rather have a prayer scroll, but the pet was mainly the thing I was excited about. And speaking of prayer scrolls, I got the dex 2 kills later, and you'll notice in the chat box, I got another Omelette pet. 2 kills later. I can't even begin to explain the crazy RNG this takes to get 2 pets almost back to back raids. So, just for a little fun comparison, I looked up some folks on the collection log website. And Deer, he has 2,000 challenge modes, which is the equivalent of like 4,000 normal raids worth of points. And they finished the whole log and they only have 1 pet. Casey, who's the third collection logger, they've done 4,000 chambers and 1,000 challenge modes. They only have 1 pet. Number 2 also has probably like 5,000 worths of chambers, and they only have 2 pets as well. So I've got 2 pets at 126 kills. It was also RNG overload because the Dexterous Prayer Scroll is like the best item I could have gotten at this point, too. It's one of the best DPS increases in the entire game. Outrageously strong. It increases all your ranged damage. And Chambers is such a ranged damage heavy raid. This is an amazing item to get. I was so happy. So 8 kills later, we get our second Dexterous Prayer Scroll. So the purples have started to really rebound with getting so many since 120 dry. So that's been great. I do wish it was the arcane, but just a few kills later, I got the ancestral hat. It wasn't very useful to me at the time, but it was still a great item to have, especially with the bottoms. Now I've got 2 different pieces of ancestral. So I don't like to walk up to the chest to see what the purple is. The suspense just kind of kills me too much. I also don't like the idea that people in my clan get to see what my item is before I do because it gets broadcasted immediately. So I always leave the collection log pop up on. And also something else that helps me know if I should get excited for an item or not is the Cox Light Colors plugin. If it's a duplicate item that I've gotten already, then I changed it to display a blue light instead of the default purple. And then if it's a unique item that I haven't gotten yet, I left it as a purple. The one exception is the Twisted Bow. I changed that to be a red light instead, so I would know immediately if I could get excited about it or not. So if you see the lights going forward, then that's what they mean. And I wanted to explain that now because the next drop is a dupe Dexterous Prayer Scroll. So Dex number 3, still hunting for the elusive arcane. And so a few kills later, I got Perfect Olm solo, which is not getting hit by any of the special attacks or Prayer Orb or not letting him regenerate health. I just remember being really proud of myself at the time because I had come so far from thinking I was just so bad at the game to then getting Perfect Olm. Ideally, when you're doing 4-1, you're skipping every special, but you do have to get just a little bit lucky because you could just get hit with the special instantly as you're trying to get it into cycle, as well as you can just get hit with prayer orbs as regular auto attacks. So there was a little bit of luck involved, but I was still really proud that I was able to do this kind of randomly. So this is the first clip I could find using my shadow play. So from here on, I'll probably jump around a little bit and not show every single screenshot of loot, just reviewing my collection log. Pretty on rate, 6 purples in 180 kills. Obviously, the pets make it stand out as a crazy good log, but I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten. It's pretty crazy that I've actually gotten that many purples in the past 60 kills, considering I didn't get anything for the first 120.
This is the Dragon Claws right here.
Cool.
That'd be sick. I think I got a duped dex around like 160, and this is number 200. So it's a little dry.
And after, before the 2 pets.
Two?
The 2 pets were my first 2 purples.
I know.
Or no, there was number 2 and 3. That's what it was.
Good luck.
Oh,
Oh!
it was!
I just
my gosh!
called that.
Wow.
You called it! What?
That's sick.
What?
Wow.
So as you heard, I was in Discord with a few of my friends in my clan, and one of them just flat out predicted I would get the Dragon Claws, and I did. And this was the first time they'd ever done that, like predicted something. So that was really awesome to get. The Dragon Claws are amazing. They're such a great spec weapon. I was doing a few Theater of Blood here and there at the time, so these were a great weapon to bring there. And this was exactly on kill count 200, and it had been 34 since the previous dex, which was at 166. Going for the back-to-back on 201. No back-to-back. It's just annoying. It's one of those things when things start to go wrong, it goes really wrong. Oh, are you serious?
Hey,
Oh my gosh, what?
Oh my gosh.
You just got an Eldermoss fucking
Oh no.
shit, dude.
Oh
Collection.
no. A Kodai would have been fine there. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed. You've got to be
Yeah,
kidding me.
absolutely useless too.
Yes,
GG.
it is. Ever since the Fang came out, you don't use it like literally anywhere.
You can get some use at like Fasanis, I think.
I mean, I have a bludgeon.
It would be just for one hitting the parasite.
Yeah,
the crushed weapon.
Okay.
Use it like
So, like-
twice during the fight.
Wait,
Yeah.
did I have my Arams on that whole time? Please don't tell me I had my Arams top on that whole time.
Did you? I didn't notice.
Maybe that's why that phase took so long. Dang, I can't believe that. I am shocked right now.
Congrats on the
Congrats.
Megarares.
Bittersweet, huh?
So, in case any of that conversation about its uses was confusing, this was well before they buffed the Elder Maul to give the spec the same spec as a Dragon Warhammer. It actually would have been really nice if this was the case back then, because I was still using a BGS at Ulm for all of my kills. You can see it in my inventory on all my clips around this time. So that would have been amazing if I could skip the Dragon Warhammer grind. You can see when it dropped, it was only worth 9 mil. So really limited use cases. It used to be pretty decent at Tecton, but ever since the Fang came out, the Fang just outshines it even at Tecton, which is weak to crush. So yeah, this was a pretty disappointing drop to get. It's technically my first mega rare, so I guess that's kind of cool, but obviously I really wish it was the Twisted Bow. I really can't complain about this log though, at all. It's especially crazy because I've only gotten all of these in the past like 100 kills. And I haven't gotten any dupes besides the pet and the dex. Would rather have an arcane prayer scroll though than the Elder Maul. And going for the back to back from the Elder Maul. No back to back. What I get? Oh, what?
Oh
No
no. No, 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 no.
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 How does that happen within a week?
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
That is unbelievable.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, so this was pretty crazy. I got my second Elder Maul, 10 kills after the first Elder Maul. So second mega rare, incredibly useless still. But this log is still pretty crazy good for this low of KC. So I'm still pretty happy, but obviously I really wish I got the Twisted Bow. That would be absolutely nuts. So going for the back to back, you'll notice he does 2 healing pools in a row here. And they've since changed that he can't do that anymore. So I'm really glad that that's not a thing because it was so annoying to deal with. But no back to back. Well, I died because I didn't bring my stamina potions in. I almost got all the way through, but I completely forgot. Some planks and an elite clue. I'll always take that. So it's been about 40 raids since the second Elder Maul. And another white light. But I'll always take the double herb drop. That's nice. What? What? What the? No freaking. What the freak? What? Oh my gosh. Ah. Holy shiz. No freaking way. Ah. What? I'm like, wait, I only have red. I only have red for Twisted Bow. It means it has to be if it's red. No freaking way. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Ah. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Okay. So, collection log. The last 2 purples were 2 Elder Mauls, which is crazy. That log is insane. I was on like a 45 dry streak, but it was all worth it. I can't believe this. 283, and I got a Twisted Bow and tons of other uniques, and still no arcane. Holy. Yeah, so still can't believe it. I got the best item in the game on my Ironman. And this is coming off of getting 2 other mega rares. So I've gotten 3 mega rares in a row, which is just crazy. This is definitely one item I never thought I would have on this account, but I'm so excited that I do. So my ranged gear up to this point has just been full crystal and the Bofa. That's when I started to do chambers. I actually still didn't have a blowpipe when I had my twisted bow, even though I had like 1900 Zulra kills. I remember I stopped playing for a while a long time ago before it was nerfed because it was pretty much completely required for any content, and Zulra just burned me out. I think it was back in 2018 or 2019 or something. But I guess spoiler alert for the Tombs of Amasket drops. I do have Missouri top and bottom, so I'm excited to actually use them for something because they've been just sitting in my bank being unused at this point because I didn't have a blowpipe to use it with. I don't have the Missouri mask, so I'm just going to camp the Nate is not face guard. I initially thought I could save an inventory space by doing this because I wouldn't be bringing in the Crystal Helm swap. But then I realized I had to start bringing in an assembler due to me using arrows. Before I would just camp the fire cape during the ranged phase because the Bofa has unlimited ammunition. So the inventory space ended up being the exact same. So anyways, let's go test this thing out and see if it's any good. So I was buzzing about getting the twisted bow for weeks. It's just such a cool item to have. It's been really fun to do more chambers with. It absolutely just slaps on certain bosses, like the ones I showed in that montage. So you can see from the wiki that the damage keeps scaling depending on the monster's magic level. And it actually has a cap of 250 magic level outside of the chambers, but it goes all the way up to 350 within the chambers. It's kind of a funny item because of this scaling. It can hit like 90s on Olm or Mama Mutadile, but it can't hit at all when you're killing like little scavs since they have like a super low magic level. It's not like a shadow, which just slaps everything equally. I remember when I first got it, I went into TOA and I didn't bring any other ranged weapon because I didn't have a blowpipe. And I actually died on Baba Boulders because the max hit of the T-bow was like a 10. So I couldn't kill the 25 hit point boulder quick enough and died. So this kill, I forgot to bring in my stamina potions to the kill, so I was super stoked I was able to complete it. Oh, I did it! Oh my gosh. I did that with 0 staminas. Here's raid number 300. White light. So it became kind of a running meme in my clan that I was the only one that they knew who actively wanted an arcane prayer scroll. They started to give me some grief over not doing Inferno. They were like, okay, you got a twisted bow. What's your excuse? You got to start doing Inferno now. So my excuse at this point was, well, I don't have an arcane yet, so I didn't want to start doing it until I got it. Oh, what do I get? Another Dex. Oh my goodness. Another one. No arcane. Oh well. Yeah, wrong one. So what was that? Tebow was 286. So that's 58 raids for that Dex. Oh, that's kind of rough. I can't complain though. Anyone with the Tebow below 1,000, I'll still take. But I would like the arcane so I can start doing Inferno. Oh, I got the arcane bridge finally. Oh my gosh. Finally. Yay, Reed. So almost 60 kills after the Twisted Bow. I got a dupe Dex, but then 4 kills later, I finally got the Arcane Prayer Scroll on exactly 350 kills. So I finally got both Prayer Scrolls, which was the original goal. It definitely doesn't take most people 350 kills to get both of them, but I'm glad it did take me a little while since I got all these other amazing uniques along the way. I did take a bit of a break from Chambers to start using the new prayers at other content, but I want to keep this video focused on the loot from Chambers, so I'll save the rest of the Ironman progress for future videos. The one exception I'll share is that I finally got my Dragon Warhammer after 7,142 kills. Up to this point, I had just been telling myself I'll just casually get it through doing Slayer tasks, which I think I had like 3,000 kills from doing just that. But at this point, I had done 350 chambers, a bunch of Theater of Blood with just a BGS, and I was ready for the upgrade. So I just camped it until I got it. So the rest of the chambers kills will now feature the Dragon Warhammer. Oh, what I get? A Dex. Okay. So that was 372, so 22 kills after the Arcane. And 30 kills later, this is raid number 400. Another white light. So with 400 chambers kills, I also had around a dozen challenge mode kills that I had done with people in my clan showing me how to do them. The word challenge mode sounded really scary at first, and I was hesitant to even join them because I didn't want to be a burden or anything or cost them beating the timer. But they insisted that I join them, that it wasn't going to be a big deal. And honestly, they weren't really any harder than normal chambers. I had done one hard mode Theater of Blood kill, and this was way harder than other normal theater because there's new mechanics that get introduced. But with challenge mode chambers, everything just kind of does a little bit more damage and has more HP. So eventually I worked up the courage to try and start doing solos, and I really started to love doing them much more than normals. So for the rest of the kills up to 500, I will be doing challenge mode raids. So I'll break out a comparison of challenge modes versus normals and how they worked for me. My time for challenge modes was around 55 minutes, while normals were taking me like 30 to 35 minutes. I never did a no prep because I was always stingy with my supplies. The points per challenge mode were around 63,000, while normals were more like 31,000. So literally twice as many points as a normal raid for me for only doing 20 minutes longer. Another thing that's just great about CMs is it's the exact same layout, same bosses, and even the room order, like the way the room is loaded, is the exact same every single time. So you can mark helpful tiles. You're like, okay, I go to Tecton first. I don't have to bring any potions in. Crabs is next. Then we scav, get supplies for the raid. Go and kill Ice Demon. We kill shamans, and then right after shamans, we just prep with the seeds from shamans, make like 20 brews, 10 restores, however many potions we'll need for the whole rest of the raid. So I don't have to bring any of my own potions in. Contrast with normals, I had to waste time scouting out a decent raid and then figuring out what supplies I should bring for that specific raid. Whereas challenge mode, my inventory and gear setup is literally the exact same every single time. And so it helps me actually be a little bit lazier when I'm doing dozens of KC. Obviously, another great thing about challenge modes is the chance at the Twisted Ancestral Kits and the Dust. These have a set chance to drop no matter what, even if you don't get a purple. So it's nice to think that even if I don't get a purple, that there's some other goodies I can kind of get and collect along the way. Especially since I have the Olmlet pet at this point, the dust would be really sweet to have. The last thing challenge modes have going for them is to get these 5 capes that show up in the collection log. You have to actually do them as challenge modes. This is kind of unique because for Theater of Blood, the 5 capes you get for 100, 500, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000. You can do normal Theater of Blood. And same thing with Tombs of Amasket. You can run 150 normals and get credit towards getting these 5 capes. But in Chambers, you have to do challenge modes in order to get these 5 capes. So I never really thought I would care about collection log slots, but ever since the Summer Summit, JGEX announced that they're going to look for a way to have collection log be a displayable achievement. So ever since then, I've kind of kept my eye on them. So and the 2000 cape is something I would really like to work towards eventually because I enjoy the content so much. It would definitely probably take me a year or two to complete it. But there's just a lot of reasons to do challenge modes. The one drawback to challenge modes is having a much higher chance to die since things hit a lot harder and to lose out on those points. It especially feels bad when you just spent almost an hour on the raid to hopefully get 60,000 points, but then you die and get brought right back down to like 33,000 points as if it was just a normal raid. So overall, I really like challenge modes and I'm going to keep doing them for the foreseeable future. So most of my challenge mode kills are solo, but if there's a group going in my clan, I'll always join because there's a lot of fun shenanigans that happen and it keeps things interesting.
Where? Oh no!
No
Guys,
way.
be ready to run. He's a PKer.
Oh, please. I got the seeds. I got the seeds.
Thank
I
you.
got the seeds. I got the.
I got the
alright.
seeds. Oh no!
Yeah, bro.
No
Oh
way!
no! So 5 kills into it, I got my first Twisted Ancestral Kit. This is a drop rate of 1 out of 75, so it's pretty lucky I got it on 5 kills. The person I ran with, Left Scape, he at this point had like 350 kills and it only had 1 Twisted Ancestral Kit that whole time, which is just crazy because he should have had all 3 at that kill count by far. So he's extremely dry. So he was a little tilted. I got it on my 5th kills, and I'm tied with him as far as ancestral kits go. But we were playing bingo around this time, so it was still pretty sweet for our team. I pulled open the bingo board, and I was the only one to get a kit that whole time. So I was able to snag us 6 points here. We did win the bingo. I don't know if it came close to the 6 points mattering or not, but it was nice to contribute to the team in that way. So pretty sweet. I got this. Can attach it to the ancestral legs that I have, and it'll make them look pretty cool. So I don't know how I forgot to record this one, but on my 23rd challenge mode, I got another Dex Prayer Scroll. So this is Dex number 6, making the ratio of Prayer Scrolls 6 Dexes and 2 Arcanes. So I guess that's kind of lucky. Interestingly enough, this was the only purple I ever got while I was not doing a solo. So this sequence was tragic. So the left hand is at 4 HP. It's really low. And then I go to kill the right hand. And right there, I thought I hit the full amount, but it still is 1 HP, you can see. So I finish off the melee hand and then start ranging. And it takes me a minute to start realizing that the hand is like respawning. And I still don't even realize it until the hand completely fully respawns. I'm like, oh, I'm hitting a 10. I just wasn't even thinking, I guess. What? Wait, what happened? What?
Hits. There we go.
Green,
Oh
baby.
my god! What the man? Like,
oh no.
congratulations!
Oh, thank you. Green again. Oh my gosh, that's the third. That's 3 out of 3. At 38 kill count, baby.
That's actually nuts, dude.
Time to at lefty. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So I got my second kit at 32 KC, and then 6 later, my third one at 38. So the item that's 1 out of 75, and I've gotten all 3 of them that I'll ever need at 38 kills. So it's pretty crazy. We always made sure to ping Lefty in the Discord to make him, extra tilted that that I got all the kits. And here's challenge mode kill number 57. So I gotta say, the challenge modes have not been really printing out purples as much as the normals that I'm used to. Considering they should be about 1 in 15. And I've only gotten 1 purple so far.
Exactly, exactly.
If
Sometimes
you're
you
not
just
paying
get stuck.
attention to your
Good
HP,
luck.
that's really the only way
Look,
you're
boys.
gonna die.
Green, nothing I want, but
Sure, got something.
Hero got an Twisted Ancestral Kit.
yeah, that's number 4, so I don't care about
So
it.
Well,
garbage.
you know what that means. You gotta at lefty.
Time to ping lefty. Dude, I've gotten
Time
4.
to ping lefty.
So the kit luck is just out of control at this point. I've gotten 4 kits at 59 for a drop rate that's 1 out of 75. It's just crazy. So sometimes Olm can just be a bully. I'm trying to get into cycle here. He spawns portals instantly into the flame wall. I used to bring a watering can, but I stopped doing that a long time ago once I got used to it. So instant 44, followed with the auto. So if things start going wrong, sometimes they just start going really wrong if you're not skipping attacks. So I was totally out of brews for this kill. I had 14 HP, so if I got hit by 1 rock, then I was dead. Come on. Dead. Oh no! 14 HP? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That's so tragic. Oops. 14 HP. And I couldn't even hit him once. Yeah, there it is. At least I got the time still. Kill count number 69. What are they gonna? Montclair dupe? Oh. Alright, well, at least it's something, I guess. That's the first non-scroll, non-mega rare dupe. Only my second purple from CMs. So that's nice I got something though. And going for the back-to-back. No back-to-back. I died though, so it makes sense. I ran out of stamina. Yeah, I'm dead. So close. I've been bringing in just 1 stamina and pre-popping a sip, and it's been working out fine. So there's like 5 doses used total. But I think I'm just going to bring in 2 full staminas just so that doesn't happen. I think it's worth it more than having an extra brew. That was challenge mode 77. So about 10 more till we're done.
Oh, for a master.
Hey, Bubble!
Oh, let's go.
Oh,
What
a
is it?
top?
What is it?
Oh my gosh, that's the
Nice.
item I need so bad.
Let's go. Oh, that's money.
Smell
Nice
money.
though.
It's a free for all, right?
Huh?
No way.
Yeah, it's a free for all. You're giving it all to me, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So I do still run challenge modes with people in my clan occasionally when other people are running them, but it sometimes hurts to see the exact item that you want the most go to someone else. And this will bring us to the last kill of the video. Can we end it on a purple? Nope. So in total, that makes 86 challenge modes and 414 normals. Well, there it is. I'll throw the collection log up on the screen again. So 414 normals and 86 challenge modes, making 500 kills total of the Chambers of Zarek. I gotta say, the log is pretty darn spooned. So we got the Twisted Bow. We got the 2 Ancestral pieces with kits to go along the way. 2 Elder Mauls, Dragon Claws, a Buckler, and of course lots of Prayer Scrolls. I also wanted to include the normal loot. This includes a little bit more KC than just 500, but you kind of get a general idea of the splits between it all. So, like 4,000 Aventos, 2,000 Raynars, Quarms, Catentine, Lantinheim, Snapdragon, 2,000 Code Flax, 5,000 Irrit Leaves, 4,000 Dwarf Leaves. So there's so much good loot. So I love the chambers. Like 31,000 Blood Runes. I used most of these planks to get used towards 99 construction, which was great. So lots of good loot. Incredibly happy how everything went. Also, this is my first ever YouTube video, so I'd love to hear any feedback you all have. I'm especially curious for things like I had music on during the first part, but then not the second half. So which one do you think you liked more? Did I use too many screenshots? I tried to keep things interesting with things like drop rate information while they were going on and such. I just kind of wanted to build up suspense towards the first purple instead of just jumping right to the first purple. Also, was the video itself too long? I'm like getting close to 40-ish minutes. So for example, if I made a Tombs of a Masket video, would it be better to do a big one like this, or should I split it up into smaller chunks covering fewer kill count? Also, should I cover little antidotes or tips and tricks along the way, or just focus on the loot? Also, would a solo challenge mode or Olm guide be helpful? Or is there too many guides out there already? Not sure if it would be helpful for me specifically, or would it interrupt kind of the flow of the series? I'm also debating what to do for the series name. It will be a collection log series for the most part, so I don't know if that conveys better by saying like Ironman collection log or Ironman completionist or just Ironman progress series. So let me know what you all think, and I'll see you in the next one.